this is. Like, look at it. Grand Rising, y'all. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I'll be with y'all in the next minute and a half. Woo! All right. Yeah. I got 3 messages for y'all from the yogi. You know what I'm saying? From the T's themselves. They all 3 got messages. First one. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? Your actions prove your greatness. These are the 3 messages. Let's break them down. Your actions prove your greatness. Well, that's simple. You can't prove you great if you ain't done shit, for real. Like, we all working towards greatness, but we gotta do the things that make us great. That's very simple. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? Well, there are either the same amount or more stars in the sky than there are trees on the planet. It may either be the same, if not more. So when you say flowers are so abundant, you can find them in any place that there's just a lot of green, or just in any forest. There's flowers everywhere, just like there's trees everywhere, and there's stars everywhere. In the daytime, you still can, there's still stars always around. It's just you see them more at nighttime, because you see their shine. It's hard to see what's shining when there's something constantly blinding you from the other things that's there. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Yet everything is accomplished. One of the things I've been learning a lot, and it's like a continuation. We never really stop learning. Even when we're still, we learning still. Even when we're still, we're learning still. There's no reason to rush anything. Like, oftentimes I'll be like, if I could go back just to talk to a past version of myself, the one thing I will always say is take your time. Be patient. There's no reason to rush. Because, like, there's a difference between taking action and rushing. Like, if you're driving and you're waiting to get over, you got to take action and get over. But if you're just sitting there, or like for me right now, I'm driving and the lane is like pretty open, I can get over if I want to, but I'm not, because I don't need to. I'm being patient, I'm taking my time, because I'm gonna end up curving onto the road that I need to be on, so everything is gonna naturally be accomplished on whichever lane I decide to be in, or whatever speed I decide to go at. So, you know what I'm saying? We gotta, as a collective, don't try to hurry things. Yes, take action, but don't hurry it up. Don't try to speed it up. Like if your speed maximum is like 250, why are you trying to go to 260 if you don't need to go to 260? Now there's a thing called breaking the limits, which all of us would love to do. Like breaking the limits of what we naturally get, of what we've been, let me slow it down. Breaking the limits of what our financials are. Like if we're making 150 a day, we want to break those limits to 200 and 250. If we are going through any emotional like issues, trying to balance our own emotions out, then we have to break the cycle of the trauma recycling itself. And breaking something is just revealing it to you. Like it's like opening it up. Gratitude, gratitude. Today is day 4. And the title of this video is Transmute, Transform, Take Notes. So last night, I smoked Blue Lotus for the first time. And before I really like tapped into the meditation I desired to get into at the time, I wanted to just sit with myself and just feel, all right, what is it like smoking Blue Lotus? And I had a little bit of lavender as well. I didn't have a grinder, so it was like, it was almost a hassle just rolling it up. But you know, real thugs don't quit, keep it going. And when I went into meditation, it was like I have to really slow down the speed of my mind. Like my mind is like a, goddamn, my mind is like a Corvette with an engine of a truck. So let me give you an idea of what the fuck the engine of a truck is. The engine of a truck is pulling tons upon tons of thousands of pounds. If the engine of a truck is in a car where it's only pulling like goddamn 800-900 pounds, or like 1,200-1,300 pounds compared to 90,000 pounds, you moving. You ain't finna sit only going 65, 90. You finna be going 350, 400. And the best way to slow down, sorry, ate a little bit while talking. See, even there, I gotta slow down. It's a learning process. The best way to slow down with your body is simply by breathing. I've been doing breath work, which is like, it's one of those, like, if you ever heard of dragon breath, basically you're breathing in aggressively, releasing aggressively, and you do it back to back to back to back. I did that today to start my day, and I did that to start my day today. I had the light-headed effect. Y'all know somebody who has a hard head? Like, think of a hard-headed person. If somebody's hard-headed and that's annoying, and that's like hard to get through them, would you want to talk to somebody who's light-headed? Or would you want to talk to somebody who's able to understand both sides of the spectrum, the light and the hard, or the light and the dark, and know how to like appreciate both? I'm one of those persons. Like, I was definitely hard-headed, which we all have been in our life at some point, and I appreciate being light-headed too. Not to the point where obviously like a nigga gonna pass out or something, but like light-headed for the right reasons, like the breath work. Light-headed for the right reasons. I don't think I could think of any other right reasons to be lightheaded. But just understand the reason why sometimes you need to allow your head to feel light is because it's always heavy. You got so many things weighing you down. Got so many things that's on your mind. Focus on one thing at a time. And that's what I've been doing more in the day. And sometimes I forget to do that at night. Because you're going to recognize this. A day has 12 hours of light and 12 hours of darkness. That's 24 hours. We are a total different person during the day compared to at night. So it's like what you do during the day, it does matters. And how you take what you have done during the day into the night really matters. Because the nighttime is like the dark nighttime. Like, you can see more ghosts. You can see more premonitions. You can see more things that has to do with spirit at nighttime than at day. At daytime, it's more of like, can you catch the signs? Like today, like today I had made everything I needed to make. I didn't make a bowl of fruit for my lunch, but I do have a beautiful smoothie. This smoothie, yeah. And my baby cousin, well, she's not really a baby, she's a teenager, but she was giving food to the dog in the house, and I don't know how, like, she left the spoon on the floor, and I don't know why I didn't pick it up, but I was on the other side of the kitchen. I'm like 4 or 5 steps away, and I'm doing what I'm doing, and then I go towards the sink where the spoon was, and like I stepped on the spoon. The first thing that came to mind was, so Jared, do you enjoy being scooped up? I'm like, what do you mean scooped up? I'm like, are we talking about cereal? Because it was a spoon. I'm like, scooped up. Well, scooped up is basically like a way of saying like you're lifted up. You're being added on to something. You're being like joined in or aligned with another energy, another entity. And I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't mind it as long as the entity is acknowledging the way I acknowledge it, and the respect goes both ways. See, the thing is, we can't be afraid of what our connections can lead us to, especially if it's a subconscious one that doesn't strike negativity onto the body. Like, for instance, I'm going to figure out today what that entity was. And what that scooped up also represents. Yesterday, I'm going to tell y'all what happened yesterday. Yesterday at work, I allowed 2 entities to speak through me. So like, I allowed them to be my voice box while I was at work. to give me the messages I needed to understand, to kind of reassure myself while at work. One of these entities was Oya, which is in the Oya, which is Yoruba, and Anu, or Kronos. See, Kronos and Anu share a similarity because Kronos was a Titan, and Anu is like the highest, kind of like God in the Anunnaki pantheon of gods and stuff. And specifically the energy that was really, it wasn't Anu and Kronos, because it was that would have been too much, but it was mainly Anu. Man, I'm not gonna get too much into that. They don't want me to say anything Anu said, but they want me to talk about Oya. See, Oya is a fertility goddess. She's like the goddess that helps lead children into this realm. She can also be referred as a water goddess, sea goddess, ocean goddess. And just like in relationships, you have to submit to your partner to get the most out of what your partner's trying to get to. And that doesn't mean just sexually. It was a time I was in meditation, and because I was a little bit afraid to submit to the goddess that was presented to me, it threw off the initial message that was given to me. It was like, imagine you at the at a pool party and it's fucking 70 degrees outside. So 70 ain't hot, but it's like decent. You got shorts on, but you put your like toe in the water, that be freezing. Imagine the water is you jumping into the womb of creation to tap back into you, the origin of you. And because you put your little toe in instead of just jumping in and just taking it in all at once, you kind of like stopped yourself from the complete appreciation of the information that was willing to be presented to you. Now that right there, to me, when I was experiencing that in that meditation, my first reaction, I was like, oh wait, so this is the moment where I can go back into the origin of where kind of like my soul came from before I got to this body. And it was like, yeah, go. And when I went into it, it was that was an experience. I'm not gonna get too deep into that, mainly because I cannot entirely remember everything. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to information, knowledge, wisdom. It's the remembrance of it. And you know, I want to make sure I give out the correct things that are in alignment. The point of the matter is, Oya's biggest message was to say that we have to be able to submit to the feminine versions of ourselves. And the feminine versions of ourselves is our subconscious. The subconscious is the emotional part of us. The mental is the masculine version of us. That's the version that is going to find answers for the subconscious, when the subconscious feels like it already has all the answers. The conscious mind can't grow without the subconscious, and the subconscious can't grow without the conscious. Like, both have to be working together. It's the yin and yang as well. Literally. For those who are in Atlanta, would you go to a gas station that's just called T? Or would you go to QT? Or would you go to a gas station just called Q? The point of the matter is, two things that come together is what makes things happen. Like, we have a first and last name. A lot of people don't even have a middle name. Like, my mom doesn't have a middle name. It still kind of bothers me a little bit, but I wasn't there when she was created, so I can't really say that. Or maybe my subconscious was, and I don't remember. That's how deep shit can go. Like, we really do high-key remember everything. It's just something is like at the gate, holding our memories until we're ready to really be okay with accessing these memories. Let's talk about Transmute right quick. And Transform. See, trans is the initial word for both. When you say trans, it's like a transmission. It's information. So when you are transmuting something, the transmute is like you taking something that what was and you're silencing it and letting it process. All yesterday when I was basically allowing these entities to speak through me, it was more of like I had to process the information instead of think about the information. Processing is an emotional process, but if you're thinking, you're trying to analyze. So what I'm doing more of is processing what I'm transmuting, what I am getting a transmission of, and muting my mind and allowing my body to process the information. Transform, you're taking everything that you got and you're forming it into something new. That takes some thinking and some processing. That's using both the above and below. The neck is the barrier between the above and the below. Sometimes I touch my nose because I'm knowing some things, and then sometimes my nose wants me to know some things. Like, y'all ever notice that our nose is always there? Like, our nose is the sensor because we can smell, we sense things. We're taking notes. That's what our nose allows us to do. Our nose allows us to take notes when we are out doing the things that we're doing. Like earlier, I saw a spider on the truck when I was talking about I had the bagel in my hand. I forgot what the fuck it was. But it was talking about the entities that was able to speak through me at the time that I gave them the access to. And have y'all seen the Spider-Verse movie? 90% of y'all is gonna say yes. Spider-Verse, the big emphasis is that it's a web of connection that connects all of these different anomalies together. There's a web that connects all of these guys or girls or animals or Pixar or robots together. It's a web. That smoothie was so grounding. Wow. In this web of all the things that make you, your web connects to your ancestors. It connects to the future. It connects to different dimensions, which is also timelines. These multiple webs, you can high-key take field trips on. Like, I used to be afraid of spiders growing up, not gonna lie. Because I had a dream when I was a kid. I was living in Chicago at the time. I moved to Georgia when I was 15. And when I moved to Georgia, I experienced, well, hold up, I'm moving too fast. The dream when I was a child, there we go. That dream, it was like I was walking down the street in Chicago. And a lot of the houses in Chicago, even in fucking Georgia, high-key have the same build, have the same type of, you know what I'm saying, environment to them. And when I was walking down the street, I was like seeing a giant spider over a specific house. And this giant spider, it like frightened me so much that like I tried to turn around and run away. And the moment I felt touched is when I like woke up. Now the funny thing is with this dream is that I'm pretty sure I had this dream as one of the first ones that I remember as a child. One of the first dreams I remember. And I'm pretty sure all of us that are listening and all of us that are living in life, we have a dream that we remember as a child. And it's still with us as adults. I don't even like that word, adults. Like, ugh. Ew. I mean, I get what it means, but it doesn't roll off the vibration doesn't give, you know what I'm saying, the right, just, yeah. Like, I personally feel we are all just children growing up. And depending on if you want to continue to be a child as a grown person, then it is what it is. Because what makes somebody grown? Is it the possessions? Is it the things they have? Is it what they're able to understand? What makes something grown? Does a tree ever stop growing? Does it continue to grow? Because last time I checked, the leaves come off and grow every year. So technically, these trees never stop growing. Even when they decay, it's a process of growing. The reason why I brought up the spider, once again, because I know I said it already, but we need to really understand this, is that we all have a web that connects us to everything. And this web that connects us to everything, sometimes the information we get, we have to transmute, transform, and take notes to really understand how it helps us in the now. How it helps us in the current life that we are in right now. Like, you know how many times, like, for instance, I can give y'all something personal. Like, right now, my front left tire is, I need a new tire, simple as that. And in my mind, it's like multiple different moments in time where like the tire kind of like goes out. I'm not gonna say the actual word, but the same, like the tire goes out. But then the first thing that comes to mind, I'm like, nope, we're gonna transmute the energy. And I like visualize a force field so many times around that tire that's what's holding it together until I get a new one, which is going to be tomorrow. Transmute, transform, take notes is not in order. Like, for instance, I took a note of the visual because what the visual is telling me what can happen. It's a warning. Okay, let me transmute it. Let me take it, process that it can't happen, and turn it into something else. Now I'm transforming what I just transmuted. And by transforming it, the energy that's trying to explode out, I'm holding it together with my aura. When you focus on something for so long, it ends up becoming what it is. It's the same thing when you think of a problem, an issue, any type of thing you want to bring into life, you have to think about it first. Think about how it's going to form in this reality and let it materialize. Because all the things we desire is all in the mental first. And the mental is the universe. And then the womb of creation, the subconscious, is the womb of the universe. Like, we're in a universal egg. And this universal egg has a whole lot of yolk, a whole lot of density, a whole lot of stuff that just makes it very confusing. However, eventually we'll be able to deeply express it. Excuse me. I think that was the first burp of this live. I was listening to my lives all yesterday, and I was just very much appreciative for how the energy I was giving in the videos. Like, I was actually intrigued with all of the downloads of information that I was saying, and I really am going to take time, like 2 hours out of my day this weekend, to sit and just take clips from those videos, because I'm like, damn, hold up, all right. Because here's the thing, like, every day I feel like those who are social media people, like, unless you are already at the status where people are hiring you to do things or allowing you to promote their product but paying you to promote them, like, all of those stuff is a representation of, like, you finding mastery in your, thank you, you finding mastery in the things that you desire to do. Like, I can say I'm about 89% the same person that I am on camera that I am off camera. And the reason why I say that is because what's 8 plus 9? 8 plus 9 is 17. 17, that's 8. That is like the 8% of, I'm like 8% away from being 1,000% of what I can be. Now, how the hell I go from 89 to 8 to 1,000? What I'm saying is I give out like 1,000 HP or XP of energy a day, but sometimes I hold it back because I gotta ensure that the energy I give off is actually gonna be reciprocated in those who I'm around, because, you know, everything is energy. I'm not gonna waste time giving my energy to somebody I know they're not gonna match the energy. I'm not gonna do that. Not sir, no sir, not me. But what I will do is when I'm by myself, we be having a time. We be having a time. And the moment I feel like someone that is around me is matching the same energy of what I'm like by myself, then you gonna see the whole 1,000%. You're gonna definitely see it. And 1,000 is really not too far from 100. It's just an extra zero. An extra zero. An extra, well, think about it this way, a zero is a womb. A zero is like an enclosement of something. So it's like another placement of something that is enclosed, that's willing to be expressed with the one. That's deep. Transmute, transform, take notes. And like I said, it's not in order. That's just the order of how it came out my head when I wrote the title of the video. Alright, y'all. I'm at work. I've been getting up earlier. I'm going to manifest, actually, like, because my ancestors woke me up a lot of times today to really get into meditation and breath work to start the day off. But I was just being too stubborn. I was allowing my body to be a little bit more ignorant, but it's okay. Because you got to be stupid first before you can be smart. You got to be an idiot before you can be wise. So I'm now aware of the idiocracy. That's not even, I don't think that means the same thing. I'm aware of my ignorance, and now I'm going to turn that ignorance into stability, into growth. So I'm going to read these 3 because it is important that any message that the world gives you, take notice of it and then, like, use it for your day. Your actions prove your greatness. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? Your actions prove your greatness. There's no reason to worry because it's going to be accomplished anyway. There's no reason to rush because when you rush, you are messing up the abundancy of the process. Yes, take action, but every action has a reaction and every action has a consequence. So if you rush your action, you're gonna have a rushing consequence. If you take time with your action, you will have a more of a take time, more abundant consequence. And there's balance to everything, yin yang to everything. So you take what you can and move forward. Are not flowers the stars of the earth? You can even say we're the flowers. We're the stars of the earth. Okay? I love y'all. Have a beautiful day. Don't let nothing stop you from growing. And if you know you've been ignorant, figure out why. Why have you been ignorant? What are you running away from? What are you stalling for? Who got you running away from yourself? Love y'all. Peace.